In this video, we will do a conversion given the number of grams of a substance and converting it to moles of a substance. So in this particular problem, we have 1 gram of gold whose chemical symbol or elemental symbol is Au, and we're asked to find how many moles in this 1 gram of gold. So whether it's 1 gram or 10 grams or 0.5 grams, we can always convert it to moles. So the way we do that is by looking at our periodic table. So remember our definition of the mole. There's 4 definitions of the mole, which all have to do with relationship. So one of the relationships of the mole has to do with the molecular weight in grams per mole. So make sure you have your periodic table handy in your textbook. I'm going to use my periodic table here. Gold is Au, so 1 mole of gold is 196.57 grams of gold. But we have 1 gram of gold, so 1 gram of gold. Let's convert it to moles of gold using this conversion factor. So 1 gram of gold, 1 mole of gold is 196.87. Let me double check, make sure that is correct. Rounding at 196.57 for Au, 196.57. Sorry about that. 196.57 grams of gold are in 1 mole of gold Au. So doing that on my calculator, I'm getting an answer of 0.00508 moles of gold, 509 moles of gold in 1 gram of gold. So that's a successful conversion of grams to moles. If I give you 1 gram of gold, it's the same thing as me telling you I have given you 0.00509 moles of gold. How about this one here? So even though both these problems tell you it's 1 gram of a substance, just realize the problems that you may encounter are not 1 gram. You may get 5 grams or 100 grams or 10,000 grams or even decimals, 0.56 grams or 5 times 10 to the minus 6 grams, 5 nanograms. So just because both of these are 1 gram, just be aware your starting unit may change. Here we have 1 gram of this drug, penicillin G potassium, so we're going to do the exact same thing. Carbon is about 12, and we have 16 of it. Hydrogen is about 1.01, we have 17. Nitrogen is about, I think nitrogen is about 14, yeah, about 14.01. We've got to multiply that by 2 because we got 2 nitrogens. Oxygen is about 16.01. We got to multiply that by 4. Sulfur, standalone, 1 mole of sulfur in that whole thing is about 32.07 grams of sulfur, and potassium is 39.10 grams. So we got to add all this amount, all these different elemental weights up in grams per mole, and then we can convert it. So I went ahead and did that. So this would be for carbon. I've got 16 of those. This would be for hydrogen. Nitrogen, we got 2 of those, 17 hydrogens, 4 oxygens. This should be for the sulfur, and that should be for the potassium. Adding them all up on my calculator, I'm getting about 372.5 grams per mole. And let's go ahead and convert the 1 gram that you have into moles of penicillin. Doing this on my calculator, 1 gram of penicillin G, that's our starting material, and 1 mole of penicillin G has this many grams, the molecular weight, summing all of them up. On my calculator to 3 sig figs, I'm getting about 0.00268 moles of penicillin G potassium. I always want to emphasize when you do these problems, please make sure the units cancel out. So the grams of this penicillin are going to cancel out with the grams of the penicillin here, and we're left with moles, and the